if the Jewish people would have panicked during Adar, they did panic, okay? Let's not kid ourselves. They did panic. It was a very, very stressful time. It was not Pasha. It was not Pasha at all. But we had a leader. And it was very, very important that we had this leader. And we had someone in the palace that she was pulling the strings there also. But the way she ended up there and how the whole thing happened and how is Achashverosh had access to every single girl on the continent, on the planet, anyone. And he had all the girls come to his palace for months and months on end. And of all the people to choose, he chose her. Of all the people to choose, he chose Esther. So nothing is by coincidence. God is pulling the strings in this whole situation, this whole thing. Okay? What is it? What's the correct reaction? The correct reaction is to know that these are the energies we want to continuously connect ourselves to. This is what we want to continuously connect ourselves to. Not to get confused, not to get thrown off our game, not to become scared and riddled with fear and paranoia and who's gonna be next to me and who's gonna cough next to me and who touched me and who, not to go into that space. But to remember that the reason that we have what we have today is because the Jewish people reacted with something that's called hitaruta deletate. Hitaruta deletate means that because there was a historut down here on earth, okay, because the Jewish people stood up and stepped up to the plate and reacted like a man, okay, just for the term of it. Okay, they took a reaction that was not a reaction like a small little baby or child that's scared of what's going to happen and who's going to hurt them and no. They didn't react that way. They reacted with strength and strength of character. They reacted with tshuva. They reacted with tefillah. They reacted with tzedakah. They reacted with fasting. They reacted with giving love to one another. They knew that if they were to access those spiritual energies, this whole thing would turn over. That's why they didn't run into their basements and close the door and go under their blankets. They knew that this day was coming up and it was very imminent. And remember, Haman was like world power. World power. Ahmadinejad. World power. World power. 127 countries are under his rule. That's crazy. Imagine ruling something, anything. Do you rule anything in your life? Besides for your Yetzer Hara and your Yetzer Tov? Imagine ruling this entire world and all of its inhabitants. That was Haman, and he made the decree, and the ring and that stamp was on that letter, on those letters. Meaning it was very, and they chose to react from a very, very high place, and they created this concept, this spiritual concept called hitaruta deletate. They were so passionate and so alive and so loving and so giving and so spiritually connected where they weren't before. To the point where it says that they received the Torah over again like they haven't in Har Sinai. Now was the real giving of the Torah. Because it came from us. It wasn't like God made us have it or He showed us, it's good for you, it's good for you, it's good for you. It came from me recognizing that it's good for me. And that's a whole different level. So what I want to end off saying is that go out there and be little beacons of light wherever you go. Spread faith, spread love, spread emunah. Don't spread fear and worry and panic and concern. Hashem has us. Just like He's had us all of these generations. He has us. He's got us. And if you won't be able to go over Pesach or you won't be able to do certain things, it's meant to be. It's kol beseder. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. And as long as we resist, it persists. As long as we resist, whatever pain we're resisting persists. Meaning we always have to be in a place of, I don't see the full picture. I don't see how this is better. I don't see. I could be annoyed at this. I could be upset at this. But all this annoyance and upsetness is all coming from a place of lack of emunah. Emunah means, just like what we just read in the beginning of this class, he thought he lost his $3 million. He went from $3 million to zero. Right? In the end, it turns out that he didn't lose $3 million. If anything, he saved $3 million worth of merchandise. What we think we're seeing in front of our eyes right now can have a very different ending. Just keep that in mind. And that's the chachma. That's where we have to get smart. We have to keep that little window in our heads open. This can go in a whole different direction that we know nothing about. Even though it looks like it's going towards Yud Daled Adar and everyone's going to be killed in one day, it looks like it could go to a very different direction. It could go to Mashiach, and it could go to Geulah. It could be going in that direction and not in the direction that we all think it's going. We remember that there's hastara, and there's such deep hastara, where there's such deep hastara of Hashem, there's so much Hashem during that time. Okay? So the point is that don't fall into that rut. Don't fall into that rut. Don't fall into the rut of fear and pain or whatever, trepidation that everyone's in. Okay? Obviously, make sure you're safe. Obviously, make sure you have what you need. But always bring it back up to God. Always bring it back up to God. Always bring it back up to God. And remember that the energies that emanate from these three things, tshuva, tefillah, and tzedakah, those are the energies we want to be involved with. Not the energies of worry and fear. Not those energies. Because worry and fear energies create darkness. We don't want those energies around us or in us. We want the life-giving goodness, tshuva, stopping from doing. If you're not doing certain things that you know are things that are good for you to do right now, and I'm talking for myself as well, that are hard, take one thing on yourself. Tininess. I'm saying 1 day at a time. I'm saying 5 minutes at a time. Push off a thing that's an addiction for you. Push it off by 5 minutes and 10 minutes. That's tshuva. That's coming back to yourself. That's meeting yourself for real. We don't know who we are with all the casings and all the addictions and all the things that are calling our name all the time, all the distractions. We don't really know who we are. When we take those things off of us, then we can find ourselves for real and meet ourselves for real. And all of a sudden be like, wow, my thinking is so different. I feel so much calmer. I feel so much happier. I feel so much more relaxed. I'm not constantly running after this thing that's going to give me that rush or that fix. Someone wants to say something? You have something to say?
No.
Oh. So cute. Yes.
Okay, so you were saying before about the painting.
Yes.
How do you take those steps back?
You only take the step back when Hashem makes you take the step back. Right now, our nose is buried in yellow. Right now, all we see is yellow. Right now, all we see is coronavirus. Right now, all we see is, elections falling apart again. Right now, all we see is this very big confusion that's going on in the world at large. Okay, this thing is impacting and affecting everything. Okay, and that's all we see. But there's a way bigger picture going on. Way bigger picture going on, and it's in our favor. It's in the favor of humanity. It's going to be a big light soon, very big light. Bezrat Hashem. And it's a really good time to step up and not be afraid. Fear means I don't believe in you, God. Anger means I don't believe in you, God. All that stuff means I don't trust you, God. I don't trust your plan. I don't trust where you're taking me. I had a different idea in mind. Why are you screwing this up for me? That's fear and worry. Emunah is, whatever is, I accept. And I love. And thank you. I don't see. I'm not sure. I'm a human being. I don't get where this is going. But we have past, with the proof is in the pudding, we've had past evidence that it's always been this way. B'chol dor v'dor omdim aleinu mechaltenu. Maybe, who knows? Maybe Nisan is around the corner. Nisan is in 3 weeks. Nisan is the month of Geula. Maybe Nisan is the month that we're all waiting for. Shiach, Bezrat Hashem. Anyone have any questions? Have a good day.